So this was a very, very interesting event, as usual driven by the speakers that were really enthusiastic and full of interesting information.
And I think the quality of speakers today and the relevance relative to my interests today was very high. I think the Trustpilot thing was very interesting.
I think we use a traditional sales model very much in order to penetrate into new markets, where we go into very specific targeted segments, verticals or sub-verticals, and take or approach some of the key players in that vertical. And when we get them on board, we actually kickstart the sort of network effect within that vertical. That works pretty well for us. That's one thing, but the other thing about traditional selling is we learn a lot about our business. We learn a lot about how to create the product and create the communication that fits well or works well by actually talking to people.
The fact that they are using old-fashioned sales is also interesting to me, as I work with a lot of B2B companies.
Obviously, we have other means of customer acquisition and including a lot of digital customer acquisition, but traditional selling is kind of the igniter for what we do.
Listening to a person who is actually responsible for the sales in Trustpilot and has taken Trustpilot from the early days and up until now, I think gives valuable information if you're interested in how to scale an organization.
And we sort of covered two different, quite different perspectives tonight. One was the culture of a growth organization delivered by Claus Nyengård. And he's interesting because he's actually made the journey a couple of times from very small to very big and a hyper-scaling.
I believe a lot in the concept of paratroopers. When you start to have big organizations, you find some of the best people out there in the organization that are very multifunctional, and they really understand their business both in the details and at the more strategic level. And these people you can activate in all kinds of difficult situations, and they have the overview to also connect all the dots and keep innovation alive, keep the culture alive. But they're very difficult to find. But when you find them, you can really get a lot out of these kind of people.
One takeaway was definitely from the simple side, that with such a small team, such a small crew, is still globally present. I think they're almost in every market possible around the world. That was really, really inspiring.
I've actually been here for 5 times now, and in my opinion, this was the best Nordic growth hackers up until this date.
The core of the event is going to remain the same. Find interesting people that have specific, concrete stories about growth, but try to vary the form so that in itself is a growth hack and makes it interesting to come again and again.